Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy Kemza James. So for our new and old subscribers, you're all welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this basque corset. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, do ensure to subscribe and like my videos, guys. So let's head on to it.
So guys, first off, we're going to have our basic bodice blog. So I have this one and this one here. This is going to be the back, so I'll just go ahead and write back here, and this will be the front side, right? So I have my neckline, my armhole, my chest line, just in case you've not seen a video of how we make basic bodies. I'll be linking it up for you to see. So I have my bust line, my under bust, my waist or affluence line here. Then I left this space because I'm going to be using it for the bags effect we have on the front of the dress. And for the back, there will be no need for any back seam, right? So we are going to be leaving it like that. So what we want to do is to take measurement out of her regular measurement so that it cinches the waist area and then it accentuates the hip side. So now for the first thing, we are going to be marking our bust pan measurement, which I'm working with 3.5 because she's a smaller person and her bust pan is 7, so half of 7 is 3.5. So on the waist as well, I'm going to be marking that 3.5 as well. So for the front side, I'll be ruling that up to the back's area as well. So I'll just go ahead and mark my 3.5 all the way down. So but when I do that, I'm going to be taking my under bust that measurement. So I'm going to be working with 1/2 inch on both sides because the person has a smaller chest. So I'll be connecting that into a dart like so, and this side as well. Then on the waist, I'll mark 1/2 inch on both sides as well, and I'll go ahead and connect these lines to the waist side as well. Then I'll just go ahead and connect it to the hem of this back side like so. So I have my front dart. So this is going to be the first dart that we're working with. So the next thing we're going to be doing is our under bust tightening. So I'm going to be determining the under bust measurement. So for her waist is actually 28.5. So for the under bust is 27. So I'm going to be dividing 27 by 4, right? So I've done on my previous videos, I've done how to tighten our under bust, but I'm just doing it for the benefit of those who have not seen that video, any of those videos. So I'll mark 27 divided by 4 here. Then this difference that I have from here to this line here, I'll go ahead and measure it. I have 1 inch. So I'm going to mark on this dart leg here on the under bust, I'll mark 0.6 or 0.75 on this side, and the remaining 0.25 I'll mark here on this other side because this side has the fuller side of the bust. So by the time I do that, I'm going to be connecting it to the bust point using the curved side of my pattern master, right? Because I want it to like sort of give us that smooth bust effect around there. So I'll just do the same thing for this side. Then when I do that, I'm going to be connecting these like so. I'll be connecting it to these basque effect point, or you can stop it at the affluence, is still okay, but I usually like to take it all the way down like so. So this is our bust dart, right? So now I'm going to be marking, because as you know, it's sort of a sweetheart neckline, right? And it has an illusion part up here. So I'll determine the neck depth that I want to work with. So here I have my regular 3 inches. So I'm going to be marking 7 inches or 7.5. I'll be working with, I can even work with 8 inches because you can see the neck is pretty deep, although this client is a little bit more conservative and should not want that much exposure on her dress. So that's why I'm working with 8. But if the person wants it more exposed, you can go below as much as you want. So I'll be working with 8. So for the upper side of the chest here, I'll just work with 4. So from the bust point, I'm going to mark 4 inches upwards, right, so that it gives her a lot of coverage. So now I'm going to go ahead and mark my sweetheart neckline to meet that 4 inches, or I might just end up working with 3.5 because I find the 4 inches a little bit too much. So I'll just go ahead and connect like so. So it's just left for you to sort of draw your sweetheart neck properly, right? So this is what I have. So this side will be the illusion side, so I'll just label that. Then now I'm going to extend this dart so that it sort of give me a cupped side up here, and it makes it a little bit more shapy. So this bust span line, that 3.5 is what I'm extending like so. So from here to here will be 3.5 as well. You can see it's 3.5. So what I'm going to do now is to take, I'm going to be taking, because I want it like properly cupped out, I'm taking 1 inch on both sides, right? So I'll take 1 inch here and 1 inch here. So I'm going to be connecting that using my curved side of the ruler as well. I'll go ahead and connect it like this to the bust point, right? And I'll connect this as well, right? So we have our upper dart fixed. Now that 2 inches, you're not just going to take that and assume nothing happened. So I'm going to pay it back on this side, right? So that at depth, never forget that. I'll pay that 2 inches back here. So now I'm going to refine this. I'm going to be refining the neckline, so you can just do that by hand. Just go ahead and refine it like so, to just sort of meet that point. So this is going to be my new neckline, right? So now I've taken that here on my affluence point, so I'm just going to measure that I have a total of 1, so I'll mark the 1 back here, that at depth, remember. So before I connect it back to this one, hold on a little bit. So now, because that if you look at the style properly, it has more style lines, right? So I'm going to be adding another style line around here. So I'll be marking 3.5 from this dart leg. I'll be marking 3.5. I'll mark the 3.5 like so. Then on this side, I'll be marking 2.5. I'll mark 2.5 like so. And because of how the style line is, I'll mark 2 on this side like this. So I have 2.5, 3.5 and 2, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and connect like so to this point. So I'll go ahead and connect like this. So this will give me another style line, right? So you can also go ahead and cringe the waist area a little bit more on this side so that it takes away from the measurement. So I'm just going to mark 0.25 on both sides, 0.25 here and 0.25 here. That's on the under bust area. So I'll do the same thing on the affluence as well. I'll mark 0.25 and 0.25. So I'm taking that dart so that it cringes the waist, right? I'll mark like so. Then I'll just go ahead and do a little bit of that here as well, 0.25 here and here. And I'll go ahead and connect like so. Sorry. So I'll connect that. So I have one style line here. This one makes the second style line, and from this point to here we are going to connect it to give us the third style line. But in general, I want 4 on one side, so we'll connect here like so. Then we are going to create one more style line here to give us 4. So on this side, we are going to be marking from here, we'll be marking 1.5 inches like so, or 1.2, 1.25 inches here, and we'll mark 1.25 on this side as well, and likewise the hem 1.25, like so. So because this side is on fold, by the time we open it, it's going to be more than 1.25, right? So you can even do 1 if you wish. So I'm just going to be connecting it like so, right? So I have 1 style line here, so I'll label this center front, which is 1, then I'll label these 2, I'll label here 3, and I'll label this style line 4, so that I don't make any errors. Now I'll go ahead and mark my grain lines on all of them, so that I know the direction which they face. Make sure you label your patterns, because once you're working with anything that has a lot of panels, you're most likely going to be making mistakes. So this is where it ends, like so. So now I'm going to be marking the basque effect side, right? So from here, I'm just going to be basking it like so. I'll just do that up to here, so I'll just bask it like this, just the way you want, or whatever you're comfortable with, right? So that's what I have here. So now I'm going to double check my lines, this line, to be sure that I have is going to fit. So I'll double check like so. Up to the backed area, I have 12.5. So for this one, I'll check if I have up to 12.5 on this side or more. So I have my 12.5 on this line as well, which is fine, right? So for the back, it's just simple. I'm just going to be creating my dart on the back as well, and the back is pretty much just going to be 2 style lines and nothing much. So I'll mark my boss span from here and mark my boss span here, and I'll go ahead and connect it like so. Then I'll take my back dart, which is 1/2 inch on both sides, like so, and I'll connect it like this. So there's nothing much going on the back actually, right? So for the back, I'm going to determine how deep I want the illusion part. So I'll stop around here, right? So from this point, I'll just go ahead and subtly curve like this until I get to this point, and then that will be it. So here will be the illusion part. So I'll just mark my grain line like so. Then here, I'll just go ahead and mark, and then this is my side back, and this is my center back. So I'll just go ahead and cut all my panels out. Starting from the front side, I'll cut out my neck. So at the moment, here is it. I know that is a little bit confusing now because there are so many patterns, but it's okay. By the time we cut this out on fabric, I'll go ahead and explain further, and you understand in our next video when we are sewing. But for now, I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch sewing allowance all around the pattern, except for the center front, which is going to be on fold, right? And also here, which is going to be on fold. But every other place is going to get 1/2 inch sewing allowance round. And for the side front here, on this side, I'll be adding more than 1/2 inch for the sewing allowance, because that's the side seam, and likewise the side back as well, because these 2 panels are going to come together like so, and they are going to be the side piece. I'll be adding more allowance in case the client wants to wear the dress. Even when she's bigger, she can have allowance to fit in. So that is it for our tutorial, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, so you can see my next video, which is going to be the sewing and how I eventually cut out my panels. So see you in my next video, guys. Bye.